morning, my name is Daniel Long and I live here in the Cairngorms National Park. Now, I don't know what's happened to summer. It feels like it's a bit of an early autumn, to be honest. It's very wet, windy and a bit cold, to be honest, today, but that doesn't mean that photography can't be done. So I'm actually heading to a waterfall that I know that is not too far away. It's actually up in these trees over here, hidden in the trees. It's a beautiful location. The waterfall is really powerful and quite spread out, and it produces really nice effect, and there's some good compositions to be had there. So I'm going to head up there in a moment. It's a little bit of a trek. You've got to go snake through the trees, and then you go uphill into the forest, and eventually you come to the waterfall. So I'm going to head up that way now, and hopefully we'll get some good shots. As you can see, I've made it to the waterfall. You can hear it too, it's quite loud. I think I've already got a few compositions in mind. This is probably the highest point on the waterfall that I'm going to photograph. It actually gets a bit bigger and broader the further downstream you go. And I'm looking at it from here and it is amazing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a little think about what I want for a composition. I know that this is going to be the first feature that I photograph. I'm going to rearrange this camera to a different angle once I found my composition and talk you through what I'm doing, what I'm thinking. Further downstream there is a lot more compositions, a lot more rapids and some different elements that I can try and focus on. But finally made it after quite a long hard walk through the very humid, wet woods. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be a great morning. So, for my first composition, I've got the waterfall in the background and this boulder in front of me in the foreground. And the river sort of fades round to the left. And that's sort of your leading line. You know, your eye will go straight to the boulder, then follow it up along the river to the waterfall behind it. And the waterfall's got this lovely tree arching over it right now. As always, I got my little trail umbrella, which is to just keep the rain off of my front element. Go for ISO 100, f11, and 0.8 seconds. That worked out perfectly. I got some nice movement in the water at 0.8 seconds. And I don't think this is the only composition I can get from this feature, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over that way and see if I can make another composition looking at that waterfall at an angle. So my second composition using this feature is I'm going into portrait orientation because it looks really good. I've got another boulder as a foreground element, the water is sort of snaking, and the waterfall is forming the main subject of the picture rather than the background. And I'm just going to try lowering the angle to cut out the sky because it's going to be quite overexposed in the sky with the clouds reflecting the light. so it's going to be very wide, and that's going to be quite distracting. So I'm more or less going at the same settings. I think I'm going down to 1 second exposure because it's a bit darker over here. But it looks like a good composition, so I hope you enjoy the picture. Second feature here, which is very nice, a bit of broken waterfall. I'm going to go real close, quite wide, try and capture the waterfall as the only element in the picture almost, and a bit of the woodland beyond up here forming the background. I think it will probably be about the same settings, 1.5 seconds, 2 second time ISO 100 f11. And I could get some good movement in that those waterfalls. Each individual stream will give a different compositional element to it. At least that's my hope. I think it will look good. Let me know what you think in the comments. The biggest, loudest and the most violent part of the waterfall. You'll see that now. Yeah, it's really impressive. So this is going to be my last composition of the morning. I've already set up where I'm going to do, but it's a bit too noisy for me to record down there. So I've actually forded into the river a bit, gotten quite low to the water, and I'm shooting in portrait, so you get like the whole frame is full of water. The water in the foreground leads to the big massive waterfall in the background, and there's a little bit of trees at the top. I really like the composition actually. I'm glad about the angle that I got on it, because it's, as you saw, it's quite a violent part of the river. So again, I'm sticking with more or less the same settings because it's been working out this morning. I haven't had any need for any filters or anything to slow the shutter speed down. So it's at ISO 100, f11 and 0.8 seconds. And it looks really good. I'm really happy with it. I'm going to try and bring the highlights down in Lightroom a bit because of the amount of water, it's very white in that area. And I want to lift the shadows a bit because the vignette of the wide angle is causing quite a dark area around the surrounding area. But I'm happy with the composition. I'm just going to head down this hill after I've taken that picture, and then I'll double check to see if there's any more compositions down there, and then I'll sign off. But for now, why don't you check out the picture I'm about to take. So scrap that last bit. I found two more compositions that I want to do this morning. The first one is just over here. There's a really nice cascade coming down through this rocky outcrop. And I've managed to get quite low again. It works really well at this location. I get really wonderful water streaks. So I've actually just like scooted across on my bum, across the rocks, and to get almost in the middle of the stream, and it looks really good. I'm really happy with it. My camera thinks I've had to push the f-stop up to f16 from f11 because to get it as slow as I want, which is about 0.6 of a second, and that gives it really nice streaks through the river. The second composition I'm going to check out in a minute is a little further down here, and is where these two rivers actually meet, and there's a massive cascade over boulders, and I think that'll make a really good composition as well. So what I'm going to go take this picture and then head down there for the second one. It should look pretty good. So this is definitely my last composition of the morning, and it is a cracker. I've had to wade across the river actually. I'm really thankful for the wellies and the waterproof trousers. They have really helped out this morning. I would be so much wetter than I am if I wasn't wearing these. So I've come across the river because it's easier to get into the middle of the river from this side. But that's the reason. In the middle of the river, I can see the two channels of water here sort of coming together with this island of trees in the middle, which I think makes a really good composition. And I've even found like there is just one single little stream of water that comes right in the center of the frame. And I think it looks amazing, to be honest. I'm really happy with it. So I've done a meter reading. I'm going to stick with f16 because it's getting a bit brighter now as the sun's coming out. That gives me an exposure of 0.6 seconds at ISO 100, which I think is perfect for this image. It gives a nice streak in the water, which is what I'm after. Overall, I'm really happy with this morning, so I'm going to go take this last image and then I'm going to wade back across and I'll sign off. That's the last image from this morning. It's been a fantastic morning. I've had a really good time, much better than I have had lately. I got really excited about it and really enthused with the compositions that I could get. As always, this waterfall is absolutely amazing. So I'm very happy. I hope you are. If you want to check out the images, take your time looking at them. There's a link below to that. And I'm going to leave these fantastic wellies as a link in the description as well, because they are amazing. I can hike in them for miles. I've stood in the sea for well over a half hour. Not a single wet foot incident yet. Just there I got into some very deep water. Still nothing came in. So they're really fantastic. I can't recommend them enough. So there's a link in the description to my wellies. Today turned out to be great. I hope you agree. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. It really helps give me some motivation to keep going. Let me know what you think about the pictures in the comments. And thanks for watching. And I'll see you on the next one.